I'll look at the Earth 2 drama real quick though, just to see like the gist. Earth 2 CEO calls out the YouTube shadow cabal. Yeah, that sounds about right. Let's take a peek.
Shane Isaacs, the leader of the Earth 2 Metaverse project, personally called out Callum Upton, a popular metaverse and cryptocurrency YouTube critic. Shane was fed up with Callum constantly belittling the project and challenged him to do it better in only 7 days.
And the 10 gifts of Sego. Thank you, Sego.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
Appreciate
I'm
it.
Josh Strove-Hayes. Back in 2021, I made a video called Earth 2, a planet-sized scam MMO.
True.
Where I followed
Good
the
video.
Earth 2 project, a supposed metaverse, the building of a virtual reality mapped to a one-to-one recreation of Earth. They were selling tiles on a grid. In the future, they said, you would be able to build on these tiles.
Is your one start P?
And players would be able to create whatever they wanted, from items to avatar clothes to entire game modes. But what actually is the game? Even the Earth 2 Discord doesn't seem to know. Everything has been promised, from a planet-sized Sim City to a first-person shooter to a Rust-style survival game. People have told me everything from it will map the molecule of every bit of water on the planet to you'll be able to generate electricity to you'll be able to build a house brick by brick. People tell me this is going to be the most immersive video game ever created. A lot has happened in the last few months, not with the Earth 2 project.
I did not see that,
that's still
Sam
pretty
Boney.
much unplayable, but with the drama around it. Before we dive into this virtual insanity, a big thank you to all the supporters on Patreon and Twitch who keep the channel going. More info on this at the end. For now,
No, this game's amazing.
since the Earth 2 project
Well,
gained
not the game
notoriety
so
for
much,
its
but the
grandiose
story around
claims
it.
many months
It's a
ago,
giant
other
scam.
YouTubers have started to take an interest and have made very informative videos about it. You've got Kira TV, Big Fry TV, Sid Alpha, Upper Echelon Gaming, myself, and Callum Upton, all questioning the claims, methods, and general progress that the Earth 2 project has actually made over the last year. Now, it's vital to understand none of these YouTubers, including myself, win anything if Earth 2 fails. In fact, we'd all be pretty damn thrilled if it worked the way they claimed it's going to work.
Good point.
A virtual world of unlimited possibility sounds amazing. Indeed, it sounds like the stuff of science fiction, and that's our main concern. The fiction bit. The claims Earth 2 are making, both on scale and mechanics, are wildly beyond.
That's what it
we
was,
have
the
as
God of
gamers
War
today.
thing.
And when
Thank
you
you.
combine this with the fact the project has many monetization methods attached to it, while still showing no actual gameplay, we're beginning to think the focus might be a new finance system, not a new game. It's again vital to understand none of the YouTubers critical of this project hate the people supporting it. It's not us against them. It's
True.
not
I feel
you
bad
against
for 'em.
me. It's us as player advocates wanting the players to get what they've been promised. I'm not a hater of the idea of the project, I'm a harsh critic of its current reality. I believe extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, and so far you've literally promised the world and given us a map with a grid on it.
That's true. And the subreddit fucking loves it. Let's see what they're saying, actually. This is like a place for concentrated delusion. Protocols of the learned elders of YouTube have leaked. The Cabal is real and they are targeting Earth 2. Bro, these players are fucking awesome. It is just never-ending entertainment when you check out Earth 2's community. Oh my god. That's so fucking good. What about the site itself? Last time we checked, someone had spent like $300,000 owning like a road or something, right? I wonder how much more money it's generated. Let's take a peek. And we'll do it over here so we can all look together. Buy and trade virtual land. Oh, wow. Did it always look like a nutsack? Or is that new? I don't remember that. It did? I don't remember that at all. Alright. Check out the leaderboard. They gamify spending money. It looks about the same as where we last saw it, I think. Roughly. At least the names, I think, are. Let's see who owns the most tiles. This guy owns 1 million tiles. Awesome. Yeah, let's check out the buy land option. Alright, what do we want? Where are we? Here's a soccer field. This is all owned by... Who owns this? By Florida? No. You don't understand. You don't buy whole locations. You can buy individual plots. They used to say who owned it over here. Maybe no one owns that one. Imagining these idiots actually managed to make a working virtual economy with this shit. They did. For the creator. That man just made a lot of money. So it's working for him.
While you may have the best intentions, what you have actually got does not match up with what you say you're trying to make. Don't piss on me and tell me it's raining. Earth 2 was the project that started by overlaying a giant grid
Thanks
on
to Prime
top
Butter.
of a map of
There's
Earth,
some
and then you could
Daksha
spend
and
real money to
Dre.
buy the tiles, but you couldn't just spend real money directly. You had to convert your real dollars into the proprietary currency of Earth 2 dollars, and then spend the Earth 2 dollars to buy the tiles from the game if nobody owned them. If another player owned them, you'd be able to buy it off that player for Earth 2 dollars. However, cashing out your Earth 2 dollars back to real dollars incurs a small fee. So there's no taxation for buying into the system, but there is a taxation for buying out of the system. Which
Sounds
means
safe.
New players need to be constantly buying into the system for old players to be able to liquidate their assets and buy out of the system. If you buy a tile for 5 Earth 2 dollars and then the tile rises to be worth $100, you can't sell it back to the game. You need to sell it to another player who has bought into Earth 2 at $100 at some point. And when you then try and cash your 100 Earth 2 dollars out, the Earth 2 project will take a small percentage of that as a transaction fee. This means the system will always have more money paid into it than out of it. Meaning right now, it's more like a financial institution and less like an actual game.
God damn
To
right.
generate some form of resources. As of yet,
The
there's
Earth
nothing to
sequel
actually
that I wanted.
do with these resources as far as gameplay goes. Earth 2 fans will say, you can trade them, you can build hollow buildings, you can add jewels to increase resource regeneration. In Command & Conquer, you can make men, and tanks, and buildings, and do stuff with them. That's gameplay. Just building up a vast amount of resources which currently do nothing, that's not gameplay. There is talk of...
But it's a
Earth
big
2
number,
eventually
and that's
becoming a
cool. It's like
cryptocurrency,
RuneScape.
But currently, it's just a big
Just
trading
watch a
game
number go
with no
up
real
for your
goal.
skilling.
So the project has promised the world, quite literally, and so far not actually given that much. Recently, they did release a developer blog on how you can change the colours of some of the buildings. That's it. That's the update. They boast of their proprietary shading technology, which allows you to change the colour, and in their...
That's amazing. Wait, that's fucking crazy. Maybe this project has a
In
chance.
Command & Conquer,
Maybe
you
I
can
was
make
too quick
men
to
and
judge.
tank.
Where is it? Where the fuck is it? This is the Earth 2 wizard?
Yo, hello everybody. How you doing? So we're getting ready to watch this 7-day challenge thing with Cam Upton. I have to be kind of quiet right now. I've got some cats doing crazy things in the other room. So basically, we're here with Callum's. That's
What? So what happens?
Just that. Therefore, right ahead, I literally stand by my builders, and they're just here. They're right ahead.
what's going on.
Okay. Well, that's confusing. Where is their channel? Earth 2 vlog number 2. Oh, first phase. I thought it said final phase. There we are.
Dear Earth 2 players and community, in this vlog we'll be introducing details about the first EcoSim building, the water processor. This is the first building of many we have designed and plan to showcase over coming weeks and months. Initial showcases will focus on buildings being visually represented in their Phase 2 model format, pertinent to the Earth 2 EcoSim.
Damn,
We
no
can
one supports it
confirm with
anymore, it
much
seems.
excitement that over time, our showcases will proceed to reveal other buildings such as houses, shops, skyscrapers, transportation stations, educational facilities, marketplaces, social hubs, vehicles, and more. It's important to note that our tech solution not only accommodates
So does anyone still believe in the project then? Like, even the comments now have turned on them, just laughing at them. Is there still real Earth 2 enthusiasts besides the couple weirdos on the subreddit? Did you see the story? Did you see the info coming out that George R.R. Martin wrote the pre-shattering story of Elden Ring? For example, his Rykard was just a guy. FromSoft made him into a corrupt snake person. No, that sounds like George R.R. Martin, though. Their Discord is crazy. Okay, so they do still have some believers.
Words, the metallic or dielectric material. So they've got color customization. Kind of like Roller
Thanks, Yusuf
Coaster
Dusty.
Tycoon, except unlike Roller Coaster Tycoon, they don't have an actual game. During this video, I may use footage from Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 simply as background footage because, as far as Earth 2 is concerned, there's only so many times you can zoom in and out on a gridded map of Earth before it starts to get a little bit dull. But they have showed
Yeah.
us some gameplay before. Remember the physics demo that showed a
Yes,
car
I
driving
remember
around
that.
the virtual world? Surely that's playable at least. They called it their own tech and everything. But hang on. That video has, for some reason, been removed from their official YouTube channel. Why would you remove a video of the only gameplay element you've actually shown so far unless it wasn't actually in the game? All the criticisms recently...
Oh, that sounds like a conspiracy.
Isaacs, the CEO of Earth 2, clearly reached boiling point. In a recent devlog, Earth 2 showed off the new biome tech, and Callum Upton made a video stating he could probably have made that tech in about 30 minutes. So Shane responded and called Callum out personally via both tweet and YouTube video. In the video, Shane has challenged Callum to
I bet he
not just
crushed it too.
recreate the biome tech in 30 minutes, but to try and recreate a project almost as big as Earth 2 in 7 days. And he's given Callum 7 rules for this challenge. Shane has said he is willing to pay Callum $10,000 if Callum can achieve all of these 7 rules.
Make it
in
100.
7 days. After this tweet, Shane went on a bit of a torrent of tweeting, including making references to an apparent shadowy cabal of YouTubers who were working together to bring down Earth 2 for some greater reason. The shadow cabal apparently includes Callum, Kira, Big Fry, Sid Alpha, Upper Echelon, but for some reason, not me. And I'm not going to lie,
Man, that's fucked up.
I was kind of upset at being left out. This tweet and video challenge from Shane to Callum is, in my opinion, a major mistake by Shane, because no matter what the outcome of this, there is no way this looks positive to anyone who wasn't already invested in Earth 2. Yes, the hardcore Earth 2 fanboys are going to say this is a genius move by Daddy Shane, but anyone looking in is going to see it.
Is there any hardcore fanboys,
if Callum
though?
does hit all 7 requirements for this challenge, he's proven that one dude in his room can achieve as much as almost a 60-person team can over 3 years with millions of pounds of funding. If Callum only hits...
There's no way they have a
3 out of
60-person
these
team.
7 rules, it's still showing that a vast amount of progress can be made by one guy in under a week. And if absolutely none of these rules are hit, but Callum gives it a damn good go, Shane has shown that he is more interested in spending time calling out a YouTuber than he is creating his project. If you want us all to shut up about how your project isn't delivering what it's promising, you don't need to make us do better, you need to just deliver what you promise. If your way of dealing with critics is shouting, well, you do better, eventually one of them will. So let's have a look at these
that's
7
profound.
rules that Callum has been given.
True.
Create a world
That was a cool line.
74,000 meters by 774,000 meters. To me, this seems a really strange rule. Size and distance is relative to the game. If you made a game where you play as an ant, then this would be an impossibly large world size, because travelling a few hundred meters might take you hours. If you made a game where you played as a giant city-sized mech, this might be relatively small. I'm going to assume what he means is the player character is a one-to-one scale with a human, so we're looking at a virtual world like Red Dead Redemption or Elden Ring. A square map 774,000 meters by
Elden Ring.
774,000
I just love to
meters
hear
would be
Elden Ring
about
being spoken about.
599,000 square kilometers. To put this into perspective, one of the biggest virtual game worlds ever made on a flat map was the Elder Scrolls Daggerfall, and that has an area of roughly 209,000 square kilometers. Now, to help visualize that, here is a picture of the Daggerfall map with the entirety of the Skyrim map laid over it. That small square, that's literally all of Skyrim. So you're looking at making a map 3 times bigger than Daggerfall. There's no way you could put anything relevant into every part of the world. Big worlds don't necessarily mean fun worlds, but sure, make it big. Rule 2. Use clip mapping. To make this simple, consider detail levels reducing as you get further away from the thing that's detailed and increasing as you get closer. So the tree that you see in a game is loaded in at a distance at a lower resolution when it's further away to save on processing power. It gets more detailed as you get closer. This is pretty straightforward stuff. Rule 3. Utilize a base height map with 32 meter sample distance. Any other map spanning over the whole terrain is not allowed. No global color map, no global normal map, no curvature map. We worked all of that out using our own tech based on height map data alone. So I'm not super technical, but I imagine this meaning use actual satellite data of the real Earth to track elevation within 32 meters. Don't just use generic landscape maps.
You can easily just do this by taking Google Earth and putting a grid on it.
Virtual world, it should
Challenge
feel like
complete.
you're walking around
Fuck your
that
rules. It's the
actual
same
place
thing.
geographically.
Then the
Don't
only thing you
just
have to
put a
code
big
is how to
canyon
buy
in
the
and say
tiles
it's the Grand
off that
Canyon.
grid.
It has to actually
Game.
follow the route of the real Grand Canyon using a real map. Rule 4. The compressed height map has to be streamed from the disk, uncompressed in the background on the CPU with multi-threading, and the rest has to be done in the shader on the GPU, deriving things like curvature, normal, colours, etc. as we have done. I had to ask quite a few people what this rule actually means, because I'm not super technical, and the best answer I could boil it down to was the game has to run from your hard disk using your CPU, and other processors in it need to use the graphics card, which is strange because that just sounds like how most modern games run. On a slight tangent, most gamers don't actually care what processors the game is using in the background, provided the user experience is smooth. If your game is playing at 60 frames a second and everything is super responsive, you don't really care how it's doing that. As long as my PC isn't going to blow
Not true,
up
that's all I
I'm
think about.
fine. So Rule 4 seems a little bit odd. Rule 5.
I want to, so I'm going to skip a little bit because this guy is clearly unhinged with these rules, trying to make it as convoluted as possible. Did Callum succeed?
Delivering, not get into a petty squabble with a YouTuber. Remember when the Dream World scandal?
Oh, another good one.
We tried to show you the truth of that. Callum reported on that as well. And someone said to Callum, if you think you can do better, do better. So he did. He started a parody development game called Nightmare World. There's a Discord about how it's going. I've seen alpha footage of the game. It's not pretty, but it's playable. The crafting system's actually quite nice. And then when Callum was streaming Marbles on stream to hundreds of people on Twitch, he reached out to the Marbles team and said, hey, can I have a streamer Marble? And they replied, unfortunately not. So Callum rebuilt a Marbles game, added Twitch integration, and streamed that instead.
Wait, that's fucking awesome.
It wasn't pretty, but it worked. Physically, it was a playable game. If I had a pound every time Callum made a game
Piranhas in the resub.
I'd have £2.
Limiter?
Which isn't a lot, but it is strange it happened twice. Callum put out a video yesterday showing his progress in this challenge. Now, before we analyse it here, please do me a favour, go and subscribe to Callum's channel.
God, that's
He's
so
put
awesome.
hours of sleepless nights into this, and there's a special cameo from me in his video. He's a player-focused YouTuber, and he advocates for developer honesty. If we're going to critique his video here,
Game dev out of
you
spite.
to have watched it on his channel as well. So now the big reveal. Did Callum meet all 7 requirements in 7 days? Let's find out. Callum did indeed show footage of an absolutely massive map, far larger than Rule 1 required, with rising water levels, loading quickly, and moving the camera extremely fast.
Easy.
He showed a similar
Speedrun.
style building to the one that Earth 2 showed. Well,
Thanks, Yusuf
Callum
Argel.
actually showed 20, all dynamically switching colours every second. He showed a massive virtual space, which, given enough developer time, could probably become a game. And he did indeed create this in under a week. So did Callum complete the challenge? Well, in what was a rather nice move, Callum knows that Shane will say no and Callum will say yes, so Callum nominated a neutral third party, Guidebook Gaming, a YouTuber who has been both supportive and critical of Earth 2.
Supportive?
Started a poll about whether Callum did indeed pass the challenge and weighed in his own thoughts. In Guidebook Gaming's opinion, Callum did match all 7 points and should be paid out, but Shane has already explained why that won't be happening and tells people to wait for Shane's update video where he points out all the mistakes that Callum made.
That sounds about right.
Remember that Callum didn't create the financial back end of the game. He hasn't created a buy-in system or a sell system. He hasn't partnered up with major banks or credit card companies to allow people to withdraw
Are
their
they
funds.
actually
He hasn't
partnered
focused
with
on
them?
monetization. He's just focused on creation of a virtual world.
Thanks, Yusuf Abstract.
And that's where the gameplay is going to be. That's the foundation of the actual game, not the financial aspect of it. If one dude in his room can create a video that in any way rivals the virtual world created by a team of 60 people over 2 years, Earth 2 should maybe start looking at their actual game instead of the monetization of that game and ask, what are we doing? While the video was
They know
premiering
what they're
on
doing.
YouTube,
It's super
I
smart. They're
sat
just
in the Earth
earning
2
money from
Discord
idiots.
watching the
It's
live
fucking great.
commentary of the Earth 2 users. Shane himself was also in the Discord live commenting as the video played, mocking Callum, claiming his video was a joke, saying it was completely embarrassing. Shane says he'll have a video response out to Callum in a few days' time. I've said before that some of the more toxic positivity elements of Earth 2 and its rabid supporters come across as more
Oh
of
my
a cult
God.
and less of a collective of video game players or enjoyers.
This
Callum
definitely
Hudson-
seems like a cult. Holy shit, I've been reading some of these. The delusion is nuts. No need to give this Callum douchebag more attention and importance. He is basically nothing. Meanwhile, Callum created the actual Earth 2 game in under a week. He just didn't include the financial system to take Last Soul's money. If I can't just give money away, then this dude sucks. I can't even say it's brainwashing, though. Like, these are people that just genuinely want to feel like they're in the start of something huge. This is the next Bitcoin. This is the next Axie Infinity. The one that just got hacked for 600 million. So they brainwashed themselves. It's not like Earth 2's done it for them. They just created the absolute bare minimum, and people flock to it just to lose money. And will never, ever accept that they're just losing money. They all just assume that at some point it's coming back and they'll make money. A phenomenon I've only ever seen in the crypto world. Like, I remember when my parents first got into the stock market. I'll actually never forget it, because it was right before, what was it, the 2008 crash of everything. So they had just got in, they put a little bit of money in, and they lost all of it. And they were fucking devastated. And they have never touched it since. And they never will. They have sworn off it. But meanwhile, these crypto bros and people who keep getting scammed by NFTs keep fucking doing it. They keep doing it. And then just can't accept that they're actually just losing money. It's crazy.
Guy in a room making videos which question the legitimacy of projects claiming the world and not delivering. Shane Isaacs is the CEO of a multi-million-pound metaverse company claiming to create the next greatest step in human virtual existence. If Earth 2 could truly do what they claim within
Is
a
it Prime
realistic
John
time
Sora?
frame, they wouldn't need their
Resub like
CEO
Aeon?
putting time aside to get involved with YouTube drama. They just need to show what they've made. Imagine the headline, multi-millionaire CEO of metaverse financial system Earth 2 gets into YouTube dissing match with British guy. It doesn't exactly paint
Is that
the
true,
company or
Imagine?
the
Send me an
project
email.
in a good light. No
That sounds
matter
cool.
who was correct, you look petty. I've said multiple times, this isn't you versus me. It's not tribal warfare.
Good point,
it's whatever
Corfin.
the players
Way to save her.
need to get them to the game they are promised. There's no ego here, but this is turning it into tribal warfare, and it's not going to work well for you. You've asked people to pick a side, and you've asked them to pick between plucky young developer trying their best in their own room looking out for the players, and multi-millionaire CEO attempting to literally create a second Earth and sell you the ability
Thanks,
to
Prime
exist
Pharaoh.
within it. Who do you think the average gamer is going to support? You are the villain in a young adult sci-fi novel. You claim to be making the next Matrix, but you have clearly forgotten the Matrix
What?
was the bad thing in the film. After the video, Shane even commented in the Discord saying,
Making the
"Do you
Matrix?
think we're going to just show the world the exact tech we've developed so everyone can use it? Come on." Well, yes, Shane. If you've created something amazing, that's exactly what we expect. You to show it. You can't tell someone, hey, make something amazing, and when someone says, have you made this? Reply, yeah, but I'm not gonna show you. YouTube drama normally stays between YouTubers because it benefits both sides, and I'm sure that Shane understands this, but Shane is also a multi-millionaire CEO of a company claiming to create the next virtual step in gaming. It comes across as petty to dedicate all of your time to this. If you want to shut us up, the critics of Earth 2, all you need to do is show us that you can do what you say you can do. As gamers, we're tired of being promised.
That's so
things, and
reasonable,
when the game
too.
comes out, those things just aren't there. Shane has
Like,
gone
how
on
does
record to say that
how does the actual Brain Dead Discord disagree with that? Like, no, Shane has a right not to show us the game that we're wasting our money on. Shane doesn't have to show us anything. We'll continue to just keep giving money to something that we don't even know if it exists or not. This is outrageous to say that he needs to show us what he's working on, that we're investing in. Like, how can you possibly take a different side as someone who's actively putting money into something that you can't see? That's crazy to me. Let me read this. If this were a scam, I would certainly not care at all about what other YouTubers publish or say in their videos. I would wear it. How? Why? Why? How does that somehow, like, prove any innocence at all? This is a scam, and you do care. And the reason you care is because as more people call it out as a scam, you make less money in it. Like, it's super basic stuff here, Shane. I have the E2 community as well, and I decided to make a stance. Why would I do that if it were a scam? Why would I bring more attention to this project? Because more people buy into it for no reason. Look at the Squid Game token. People are still putting money into that after the creators came out and rugged it, and even laughed about rugging it. People still put money into it after it. People flock to scams all of a sudden in this crypto community. It's very obvious why you wouldn't want, or why you would make a stand, rather. It's super basic. Furthermore, each time these YouTubers create these videos, I have my younger kids, especially my youngest daughter, come to me in tears. I tell her not to watch them, but they have devices and it's difficult to stop. Do you think for one moment that I would be running a scam when my children and family are all aware of what I'm doing? Oh my god. Bro, this guy thinks he's in a fanfic. This is exactly that Twitter energy of, my 4-year-old son just came up to me and said, "We need to do something about the war in Ukraine, Mom." And I said, "What do you want to do?" And he said, "I want us to go over there and save everyone." I'm so proud of my 4-year-old son. Like, just actual nonsense that never fucking happened. You're telling me this dude's daughter, I'm imagining is kind of young, he says his youngest daughter, comes to him in tears after watching a Josh video criticizing Earth 2. In what universe? She's crying because she's afraid of their family becoming poor, sorry. Yeah, I guess. Dad, how dare this guy ask you to show them the game? How dare he? This fiend, this heathen. Dad, don't do it. Don't give in to the pressure. Oh my god, Dad. His youngest daughter is 24. God, that's even more pathetic then. You're telling me a 24-year-old daughter is still living with her multi-millionaire father and crying when someone says that he's a scammer? I'd have more respect for the fake story if his daughter was 5 years old. But yeah, this is obviously fake.
That's him because Shane has a family and his family see these videos. They have access to YouTube and they start to question, is the project that Daddy is working on a giant scam? And that makes them upset and that makes him upset. If you want all of us to support you, Shane, which we're happy to do, just show us that you can do what you claim you can do. Show us this proprietary tech that you've created.
Just show us the game.
Hide it behind big fancy words. Use simple words that simple dummy YouTubers can understand, and I'll look at it and say, yeah, that's impressive. But until I see proof of the game that you claim to be creating is actually created, then I'll remain extremely skeptical. I've linked Callum Upton's video in the description, and I highly recommend you go and watch it. Another massive thank you to all these supporters on Twitch and
God,
Patreon
Earth 2 is
who
the
keep
gift that
this
keeps on
channel
giving,
going.
man.
And as always, until I see you on Earth 2, have a great day in Earth 1.
Another banger from Josh.